going to cover in today's training is absolutely critical for the long-term success of your business in our society, and that's digital. It's important, but it's also confusing. When we talk about digital, we're not only talking about your website, but we're talking about how people are consuming information and entertainment. And largely that's on any device. It could be their television. It could be their computer, their mobile device, whether that's a tablet or a phone. Before, in a previous training, I'd asked you how many screens you're on. We're a screen-driven society. You know, while I'm watching TV at home or watching a movie on DVD or some instant demand service, I could also be on my tablet tweeting about it. Or I could be finding out about an actor who is familiar but I can't place him or her, so I immediately go to my tablet and start searching online. It's a whole new, brave new world out there, but you need to be in front of it, at the very least in step with it, if you're going to recession-proof your business. So as it pertains to your website, A, you need one, and B, you need to know that it's not an arts and crafts project. It's not a static thing. It's not a billboard. It's not a yellow page ad. It is a vibrant, living, breathing thing in the eyes of who you want to do business with. So that means you must have a website that talks about, again, how you're helping people, but it tells stories. Your website is not facts and information. It's about the lifestyle, how people are consuming your product in their lives. You can look at coffee, for example. Caribou is a great example. Look on their website, their social media marketing. They're not talking about how great their coffees are day in and day out. They're talking to the folks and asking, how do you consume them? How do you interact with them? Do you enjoy coffee with friends? Do you enjoy a morning cup of coffee on your deck? Do you seasonally change your coffee because now there's a pumpkin flavored blend or what have you? You look at the way that the big marketers are using their social media and their websites as an extension to engage and interact, and it's a great way also to do market research, to find out what the people are interested in. And it's very cost effective, it's very low cost. If you're using your website, if you're using your social media, you engage with people and they will tell you what they like, what they want, what their expectations are. It's instant research, literally at your fingertips, that can be instant. You don't have to wait for it. You don't have to hire somebody for it necessarily. It's right there if you're using it correctly. But the most important thing you need to know is storytelling and engagement and lifestyle. Those are critical. You're not putting a postcard on the internet so that people can find you like they used to do in the yellow pages. You want to give people a reason to come back to your website often, not just every day, but multiple times per day, and to be helping you to tell your story, because happy customers are great salespeople. They're great advocates for what you are doing, if you're doing it right. What you need to understand about your website, beyond needing one, is that it needs to be engaging. It needs to be about how people consume you. But what you also need to understand is that as of 2014, more people are accessing your website or any website with their mobile device than they are with a PC. The days of searching for things in the phone book are over. In some cases, searching on a PC is over. If I want to know something, I'll reach into my pocket, pull out my smartphone, grab my tablet, whatever the case may be, and I will do a search. But if you're a local business and you're thinking, well, if people are going online, that means they're not going to shop me, you are wrong. Even people who are shopping locally will look at your website before they come shop you physically. And that's a scary proposition, because you could lose prospects without knowing you've lost them just by virtue if they go to your website and find you don't have a website at all, or go to your website and it's not meeting their expectations. Because if your website is bad, they're going to look at it and say, oh, well, this business isn't serious or it isn't very good. You have two storefronts now, your brick and mortar and your digital. Is your digital storefront as nice as your physical storefront? So you can still capture their business if they're going online. Largely, they're going to give you the first opportunity. But you have to make sure that you're meeting their expectations of what they're expecting to find on your website. And if they're not finding a website, they will disqualify you. And they'll move on to the next, whether that's another local business or whether that's an online retailer. The internet is your friend if you're using it correctly. If you're ignoring it or treating it like an arts and crafts project, you will lose. You need to have a website. You need to update it regularly. You need to tell stories. And you need to be on screens. That means when they're looking on their tablets, you're there. When they're looking on their phones, you're there. If you know your triggering event, if you know if you're known before you're needed, you also then may know where people might go to find you. If that's advertising on other websites, if it's engaging in audience extension advertising, such as retargeting or geofencing. And if you're not sure of those terms, be a subscriber on MakeMeMoneyEric.com and I'll send it to you, because this is not only the future, it is now.